Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm wearing the same hoodie as I did the last video, and today we're going to update on the raised beds. So let me tell you, kind of screwed this up in the videoing. It's kind of a windy, cool day today, and I got a little bit of time, so I want to update you. So first, here's a little bit of video what it looked like in the winter time. Here we are, minus 17 outside. And lots of snow, but these are going to be raised beds right here. As you can see, there's one right there, and there's a big tree right there that is dying. So there's going to be a bed, this little area here. So this area here gets a lot of sun, and it's the only part that really gets a lot of sun. And as you can see, there's a sidewalk right here, and there's a street lamp. My neighbor's next there, but I'm on a corner and I have a little bit of space here. Now here's a little bit of video that I took with the grass cutter. And now here's a little bit of video that I took when I was starting to build the beds, which I didn't do very well, but I'm going to put it in anyway. So here's that. Okay, here we are outside, and I'm building the beds. So what exactly am I building? I want 4 feet, 2 feet high, 4 feet wide, 12 feet long. And kind of had a way to come up with this. So let's take a little look of how I'm doing this. I don't even know if it's going to work. I think it'll just might all blow out on me, but cost wise, it's working. Is a 4 by 8 sheet of 1/2 inch plywood, or 12.5 millimeter. I had the nice guys at Home Depot cut it in half for me, so I didn't have to do it. So I have 2 by 8 foot sections. I have a whole bunch of them, as you can see. Then I took a 2 by 6, and as you can see, none of this is pressure treated, because the pressure treated stuff is 3 times as much money as this stuff. I took 2 by 6 and I cut them into 2 foot sections, so they will have support brace every 32 inches. And then I'm going to use 2 by 4s as support braces to hold it all together so it doesn't fall apart. And again, none of it is pressure treated. And because none of it is pressure treated, it won't last that long. But I live in the winter, I think it'll last. So I've already got 2 built, so and I used 4 by 4s on the corners. Again, had the wonderful people at Home Depot cut my 4 by 4s in 2 foot sections. So it's pretty easy. Now it's very windy out here. I hope this is working. These are my Saskatoon brushes. As you can see, rain barrel. I took 2 metal barrels and welded them together. Now I have to build platforms for them, and off we go. So here is 12-foot bed and an 8-foot bed. Can't put 12 feet over there, there wasn't enough room. But there's enough room right here for a 12-foot. So as you can see, 4 by 4 in the corner, support, support, support. Now obviously, if you're looking at this, haven't done it yet, I do have to put a support from here to there and another one across there. 4 feet will blow out, so it's just not enough. I thought that would be perfect, but the more I thought about it, it's just too wiggly. See, it's just too wiggly. No, that went back and forth because it's not level, but it'll blow out on me. So now we got our raised beds. And now here's the video of where I just started. I got the beds built, and I had one full, and I was starting to how you chamber them. So what you put on the bottom, what you put next, how you put your mulch, and how you put the dirt on top, and they all kind of worked out like that. So here's that video. I get to show you, out of just pure luck, the building of the raised beds. Now, everyone says these aren't going to last long because I didn't use pressure treated wood in any way, shape, or form, but I have them in different stages, just kind of how it goes. So over here is the strawberries. This is going to be all strawberries. This bed's completed. It's painted. It's got the mulch and it's got the dirt, and the strawberries are in. So this is what they look like completed. I will put either mulch or straw on top to preserve the water. Then this is what I would call almost final stage. You can see I got the garden mix on top, got the wood chips in. Now the whole thing's not wood chips, but it's pretty close. So got the dirt. That's going to be another dirt run, you know. I just keep hooking up the sprinkler, keeping the mulch moist until I get the dirt in. And then you can see kind of how it gets staged. This one is like beginning stage. Beginning stage, I put cardboard down on the bottom. I put in some big logs that I have soaked for 5 or 6 days. And then these tree branches, the tree was getting cut down the street. And so I asked for the branches. Now I got to trim all these down into little pieces and put them in the slats like this. And then put them, as you can see, there's already some mulch in there. This is the real beginning of the bed. Ran out of cardboard, so I'm going to test this one with no cardboard. As you can see, I got some logs, some smaller branches. I'll put them this way all the way through, and then I'll fill it up with mulch, and then I will put the dirt on top. Same as this one. This one has kind of a lot of wood chips and stuff already along the bottom. It needs some logs. It doesn't have any, but I'm soaking those in the back. And so as you can see, you get them built. You got to make sure you brace them. Then you got to start filling them up. Then you really start filling them up, and then you almost get them filled up, and then at the end they're ready to go, and you can actually have something growing. And now they're completed. They're all filled up and they're planted, and the plants are growing. So let's go take a look at what that looks like. So there you go. I got a tomato growing for the largest tomato contest for me, and I got another one over here, and I got another one over there. And I've got lots of flowers, but not as many as I thought. And I thought I killed all my raspberries, but I got raspberries growing here. So I don't think I killed them all. I think I'm going to get some. So I want to do this little video of how the bed's completed. And you can see this is raspberries and some onions this year. It'll be just raspberries. Remember, they'll grow here, and then they'll run over there. Then these will take over, these will die, and then go back. Strawberries, not raspberries, sorry, only really last 4 to 5 years, and they need a lot of nitrogen. Then we got tomatoes, and coming along, we got butternut squashes, and I've got radishes right down the middle. They'll be ready to go in 30 days. This is all beans. Right now I don't think I have anything, but it's coming. And then here is at the end, or down here, I got cucumbers, and then on the foreground here is all bell peppers, hot peppers, and those kinds of things. So this is how the bed's worked out. And they're not perfectly level. Everyone says that my design is not going to work. I still got to paint one of the outside of one of the beds, and for the most part it's very interesting. So if you're going to do this, just remember, it's a lot of effort. This is a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt. You think you just get away with a cubic meter? Forget it. I think each one of these beds took 2 cubic meters of dirt. Isn't that just wonderful? Now, not everybody, the painting on the outside isn't quite done, but they're done. They're growing. I got tomatoes. I got butternuts growing. I got strawberries growing. I thought I killed them. So how did it go? So if you're going to do a raised bed garden where you are, there's a couple of things I got to recap here. And number one is the cost. My cost of doing this, which I honestly thought I could be able to get done for under $1,000. Did I get it done for under $1,000? Did I build 5 4x8 12 beds for 4x12s and one 4x8 bed, get them all filled up and planted for under $1,000 Canadian, that is? And the answer is yes, I did. Well, but there's a caveat to that, not counting the paint. So I got the lumber, the nails, the screws, everything that I needed to build them. And it was way bigger project than I thought it was. It took much longer than I thought it would take, and I made a couple of mistakes. So number one, yes, you can do this for under $1,000. The paint is what killed me. It's $114 a gallon for the paint, and you have to paint them all, right? You have to paint. You have to paint them before you fill them up. Or you could maybe use plastic on the inside to help it last a little longer. But remember, I live in a climate that goes to -40 in the wintertime. These things are not going to rot. They're going to dry out, they're going to freeze, and the wood's going to last longer, because I just removed the tree bed that I had. I was growing trees in it to put in other properties, and it had been there for 22 years. And the stuff that did not have any protection finally rotted out this year after 22 years. So the wood will last much longer than I think. But again, I want metal raised beds, but they're just too expensive. So can you do it for under $1,000? Yes, you can. The total wood cost came to $456 for wood and screws. Then I had to buy dirt. Dirt was kind of expensive to fill these things up, and it came to $385. So I'm under $1,000. Renting the equipment to stump and cut the grass, which I ended up not rototilling anyways, so I could have saved the $88 to rent the thing, but the stumper and everything else came to $165, so I'm under $1,000. Isn't that wonderful? Great. So we're all planted and we're all ready to go. But honestly, I was going into this thinking $500. Some of the pitfalls of building this is build your sections, then paint them, and then put them together where you want them. Makes it a lot easier to do. But they're done. And the great thing is, once you get them done, you get them planted, and everything is wonderful. And so there's my raised beds story. Got it done for under $1,000. They're 2 feet off the ground, which is really helpful. I don't want to get down on my hands and knees anymore. And so it's really easy to weed. You can reach across. Everything is growing. If something's not working, it's easy to give it a little bit of fertilizer, which I use Grow Big. It's easy to maintain. And I think they look great, even though some people don't like them. But I don't care if you don't like them. They're on my property, and I'm growing food. So thank you very much for tuning in on this very long, drawn-out process. It took a lot of hours. The amount of stuff you need to put inside these things before you put the dirt is a lot. And I got lucky. Some people were cutting some trees down. I had some old logs. I could, piece them together, fill the bottoms, put some leaves, put some grass, put some mulch, and then put the dirt on top. And I got some extra dirt. I don't know if you can see it. Well, let's just kind of go down. See? I got some buckets of dirt to kind of fill in the cracks, because it's starting to settle, and you're going to need to fill in those cracks and round the edges to make sure it just all settles in and gets working, and be happy and start growing your food. And we'll see how the production goes for my largest tomato contest, because I got big tomatoes, as you saw in the video when I showed you the beds. So thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, month, and year. And I'll see you in the future.